Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today I'm going to entitle this video a phrase I coined several years ago when I was really doing a lot of writing back in the 90s. It's called the skeleton song. And what I mean by that is I started to notice this in the mid to late 80s as far as these certain types of songs that were being recorded. And off the top of my head, I can give you two good examples. One of them is Jesse Johnson's Love Struck, which is actually a song that I actually performed at my wedding banquet for reception. And then I guess Zapp, Computer Love. And what's interesting about those two songs, and there were many others, but those are two good examples, is basically during the verses, there was just big electronic drums, a drum machine, and then a big fat drum bass line. There was no piano chorus, no guitar thing going on, nothing really. And then around the chorus, they added little synthesized fills to come in during the chorus. And I had someone recently ask me, could you do the Zapp song, the Computer Love, because they've been trying to figure it out for years. And I actually kind of looked at it, I said, why it's hard to figure it out? Because there's nothing there. Because a lot of times when you look at the sheet music for those particular songs, it'll simply say no chords, no chords. Because there's no chords. And you can actually add your own chords, but then it kind of changes the feel of the song because now it's something slightly different. It's not something that everybody would play very similar to what you're doing, because you can kind of pick and choose the chords, and there are more than one chord that can fit in that particular slot through the song or structure. So those are songs I kind of tend to lean away from because there's advantages and disadvantages of those types of songs. And one of the advantages is this. It's easy for the vocalist to really stretch out on that song because he can hear himself very well, because there are no other things going on to kind of take away as far as frequency wise for any particular instrument or vocals. So a lot of musicians, or should I say singers, love those types of songs because it's just them, a drum pattern, and then the bass. It's just the root groove, the foundation. There's nothing else. And it's pretty easy to lay vocal tracks and do a good mix down on songs like that because there's not that much going on. But, for the most part, most songs have piano chords or guitar lick or whatever. But that's the advantage of those songs where the vocalist can really hear themselves, and you can hear the reverb or what type of effect on their vocals on those types of songs. The disadvantage is if you play it live, it feels empty, because in the studio you can stack your drums and make them sound really big, and that bass line you can make it sound really fat. But when it comes to doing it live, it sounds like there's something missing. And then if you got a 5 or 6 piece band, what are the guitar player or the keyboard player doing during the song while there's nothing going on other than drums and bass? So there is a distinction between those types of songs. And I thought I would do a video, kind of giving an example of, these types of songs and the advantage of those songs and the disadvantage, So I'm going to sign off now, but for the person that asked me to kind of do a cover of that, because he said he had been trying for years to figure it out. And that's why you can't figure it out, because there's nothing there, It's just a song I would just really not even worry about trying to do a cover on because it's nothing there. It's a song that I would be even questionable about doing live. But, when these songs are out and they're hot and, they're charted, of course, people want to hear them when you're out there performing. But, if there's no big demand for it, I just basically pass on those songs because, there's nothing there other than bass, drums, and vocals. So until next time, take care. I hope this has been enlightening and educational. As always, I thank you for coming to my channel.